Hi guys, welcome out to the Magic Garden. Today is April the 6th. I tried to tape all of this yesterday and got in the house and poof, my video was gone. So you kind of missed me taking a lot of plants from in the house and bringing them out and finally planting them in the ground. But today, guys, I just wanted to kind of take you on a tour and show you a little bit of the progress that I've made. I think I've made amazing progress over the last 2 days. And talk about some annuals and perennials and maybe go check in with a few friends. I need to get the hell out of here and go do something else. Anyway, welcome to the Magic Garden, y'all. Alright guys, let's take a quick garden tour today. If you notice, I've got all kinds of my decorations up and I'm finally starting to make some sense out of this. I spent an awful lot of time over the last 2 or 3 days cutting down all this grass. Unfortunately, you kind of have to do it on your own because it's just too close in proximity to everything else, so my weed eater literally eats it. Want to show you guys, I planted a sunflower right there, and I thought it'd be a really great place for it. See these tires, guys? I actually used these last year, and but I only had one layer of dirt, and the problem with that is that I didn't allow for the root depth, and I wound up killing off a bunch of plants. So hey, at least I've got one single garbage pile instead of several. If you guys can see, I've done an awful lot of work and I have been recording all of it, but something's happening with my recording device and it's deleting it. So, yeah, we're going to try this again and see how it goes. So yesterday, guys, I came out and I planted all of the things that I had in the house. These three are kind of my mystery beans. I really don't know what they are. You should never use a glue stick for your labels on your pots when they're next to a heater, because you'll lose track of what the hell that is. So those are my mystery beans, and the worst part was when I took them out of the pot, 2 of them broke from the base, so the fact that they're even still alive right now is pretty awesome. I've got some peas going on, and you see all of these barriers. Well, my neighbor's cat likes to use my garden as a toilet, and once they use it as a toilet, this has to happen. Dogs and cats who use your above ground potting medium as a toilet, well, they ruin your soil and you can't use it. So I have actually lost 2 boxes from this. Totally pissed. Like, I'm super pissed about the whole situation. That's a lot of money and a lot of dirt. Talk about that later. So anyway, guys, there is a bright side to this, and that is that I get to teach you guys how it was that I originally put this together. As you can see, the cat just tore shit on everything, and I have to replace this whole inner liner. So we're going to be doing that together here shortly. Alright, you see these? Guys, these were newspaper boxes. Most newspapers are not using their boxes anymore, so they make the best planters in the world. I used mine as an herb garden this last year and just learned something from Sally Drew over the last couple of days. I wasn't really sure what a perennial was, and that is it just grows during your grow season and is done. So my cinnamon basil, well, it's got to go. So we're just going to get rid of that. Alright, so I have brought out a whole bunch. I've decided that I'm going to put right over there another sunflower, and I got a marker over here, another one. And I think I'm going to put some wildflowers and gladiolas in there, make it really pretty out here. A happy accident. I found strawberries growing, so pretty stoked about that. Alright, these are all waiting on tomatoes, guys. I have still just a ton of work to do, but I was able to get out some of my beans, and at least I know what these ones are. These are my top crops, and oh, they're going to be beautiful, but I did lose one. That's pretty sad. I do have one to pot, so I think maybe you guys can hang out with me while I do that. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so don't know anybody make fun of me, but this is how I have to get things done at the Magic Garden. I got a little bit of space and a whole lot of room back here, but again, with this trellis, it's really difficult for me to have done this on my own. So when you're working with cow panel, it really takes 2 people, and the fact I even got this up, y'all, I really don't want to freaking hear it. So Anyway, guys, this is a mystery bean. I'm pretty sure it's a bean. Unfortunately, it got marked Cherokee Purple. I don't know how that happened, but it just did. So I just wanted to quickly kind of take you on how I get these into my garden. So I am just going to dig the same depth as the pot that I'm working with and add about 2.5 inches below that, and I'm going to pot it right straight in the ground. But before you do that, I want to remind you that you should really pat this down. The reason why is because, well, it can break at the base. So I'm going to get this digging, guys. Why don't we go check in with Sally Drew and see what she's up to.
Well, good early evening, adults and children. We are here at Dragonfly Farm, and Mom and I have been out in the garden today. We planted, I'm going to give you a bird's eye view here. We have icicle radishes coming up here in this first row. The next row over, we planted radishes, some French breakfast, and then the next row we have coming up beets, and I want to say they're the Detroit Reds, and then the next row over is empty right now, and then we have leeks. Now I don't know if you caught my first video. I talked about leeks, and I'd never grown them before. And they look like little blades of grass. There they are. And they're just popping through. So they take a while from seed, but there they are. They're looking good. And then we put in this row today, and it is marked Swiss chard, and it's the neon Swiss chard. My lettuce is going to need some thinning here before the end of the week, and we've got some more lettuce up here, and we've got a few spinaches struggling. Oops, don't do that. Struggling to pop through. So that was this bed today. Up and over here, we've got snow peas popping up, and onions. So this is really a pretty row, and it looks good. It got all weeded. It's all weeded, so all those little green shoots you see are snow peas, and the big tall spikies are red onions coming up. And this summer will be our pepper house. And let's slowly, I don't want to make anybody seasick, bring you across, and we've got a 2 week later starting of shell peas and red onions, and everybody's starting to looking for sunshine. And then we have the peas that Bonnie from Magic Garden sent me. The tuts there in the middle are coming up. We're going to add some more. I found some more of those that she had snuck in another package. So I'm going to put those in tomorrow, and I'm going to reseed a little bit for the peas, so I kind of have a rotation second planting going on. And then you'll see over here the tires that I had put up and talked about earlier. We have put the seeds in. We have placed, they're all nice and wet underneath. I've placed a water drip tray on top of them and a bucket to hold it down, and we'll leave that on there for them to germinate. And we have 3 different types of carrots, and when we get ready to harvest them, I'll tell you what they are. So I'm gonna pan over here. Mom cleaned out there's Mom hauling the wagon up the day's goodies. We haul this stuff down 1 or 2 buckets at a time, and at the end of the day we've got to haul it all back up to the back shed. So I want to walk over and show you what a great job she did on the grapes. Here's another shot of some of our onions coming up. Those are the red onions and the snow peas. And those are the Oregon snow peas. And we've got garlic popping up over here. Garlic, like I said in another video, didn't go in until the 1st of December. So I'm not complaining. I see 4 elephant garlics and I didn't plant any. So they were leftovers from last season. So they volunteered to come forth this year. So the grapes have all been, grape bed's been cleaned, and the blueberries started, and we'll get that finished tomorrow. And then we'll get the raspberries cleaned out. That'll take about 20 minutes. And then we'll get our wood chips laid down. So that's what we're doing. We're going to be putting cattle panel archways in here for the cucumbers, and there'll be tomatoes. And tomorrow we may get to actually getting some of our Walla Walla sweets in. So we need to do some configuring this evening. We're not quite sure where everything, we thought we knew where everything was going to go, and it's like, oh, okay, and we forget. So that's why we make a plan, because we forget. And then there's my ugly little garden greenhouse, and that's actually going to go from there, which is our driveway road and our neighbors that we share, and it's going to go over here between these 2 raised beds. That is a perennial bed and a rose bush bed, and get rebuilt. We're going to use the frame and rebuild it and make a nice little tool shed for us down here to keep all of our dailies in, so we don't have to be hauling the wagon back and forth all the time. We did turn on the overhead irrigation this evening, and it looks like we don't have any major leaks above ground. So it'd be nice if we can just leave it on, because it's really hard to get to, and we needed to water in some of our seeds and get our little seedling kids going. So anyway, Mom's back up at the house, and I am about ready for, as we call it around this place, don't mind if I do hour. So hope you guys are all enjoying the nice weather. Don't think you're being stuck at home. Know that you're saving lives and you're staying safe. We'll talk to you soon. Peace out.
Isn't Sally Joe amazing? I'm so proud of her for stepping outside of her comfort zone, you guys. Shooting your first couple of videos is kind of really frustrating and very fun, but I cannot tell you how proud I am of her. Speaking of being proud of somebody, I'd like to give a shout out to Charity Bray. She is my best friend. In fact, I call her my hetero life mate, because she's going to be my best friend sister for the rest of my life. And she really stepped outside of her comfort zone and made her very first garden boxes. So let's go check that out really quick, and I'll be right back, because I'm going to sow some wildflowers. Never done it before, but what the hell, let's try it, right? The Garden of Isis is located in Zone 8B, and Nefetari has a duplex area where she really wanted to build a garden. So she is building raised boxes with these cedar planks. She even got the kids involved in doing it, which I think is great. This is Isis and her sister Athena. And when you get your kids involved, there's something magical about that. That's Pharaoh and Isis, and they're helping Mom get these things ready to go. She also has a vision with these boards. And again, it's just so beautiful when you can get your kids involved in what you're doing outside. But she's going to take these pallets here, and she's built a wall with it. So she has just gone full board this year, and I'm hoping on the next episode that we can catch up to her and see what else she's doing. Bye, Athena. If I have my way, Charity is going to be a part of this show. You just wait. That's what your garden's all about. It's all about stepping outside of your comfort zone and just doing something awesome, getting your hands dirty, not having to worry about what you look like. It really does take you to such an amazing place within yourself, and I can't be more proud of her. Well, I'm gonna give it a shot. I really didn't think about flowers. I usually don't have flowers, but hey, if I need some pollinators this year, I better plant some flowers. Now these are just, I don't know, I got these at the Dollar Tree. They were like a quarter. They're just super wildflowers, but I'm gonna plant these a little bit differently. Whereas I direct sow some of these beans and peas, when it comes to these, I'm actually just gonna sprinkle them right on the ground, right on top of everything. I'm hoping that you guys can see this. Never tried to maneuver this thing before, and well, not the best at it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come up and I'm going to sprinkle them into the dirt. Sprinkle it right over there, and then I'm just going to water that and hope that it does well. Okay, so I'm going to take this box into the beehive, which of course is my garage, and repair it a minute. Last year the wind and the storm totally ripped off the back half of this thing, and I'm gonna need to repair it. So why don't you meet me in the beehive? But before we do, I just want you guys to see what my next project's gonna be. So tune into my very next video, because I'm going to show you how not only I built this garden box, but I'm also going to show you how I line it with just using weed guards. So let's go check it out. Well, y'all, just to prove that I do my own stunts, I have to repair this upright box. This is actually one of my favorite boxes. I think I have something brand new I want to do with it. I tried corn in a vertical pallet last year, and the corn itself came with funky, so it didn't do so great, but when the big storm came, well, I kind of lost everything. So that's what I'm kind of doing here. I'm just kind of trying to repair where, oh, might help if you turn on the gas, Bonnie, Jesus. And so I'm just trying to repair this box enough to where the front of it can be used again. So I'm going to finish this up, you guys. So hopefully I'll get to show you the end result to this one when we're done. But if you have any questions for me or Sally, please feel free to comment below. If you have an idea for another episode, we would absolutely love to hear it. Inspiration always helps us out. Don't forget to like and share this. Also, please, if you have not already, please subscribe. Or you can go onto our Patreon if you'd like to support us, because that would be fantastic. Don't forget to go check out our seedsnow.com link in the description below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Before we go, I want to show you guys the finished product. It doesn't look too much different, but I do have it all filled and ready to go. All I did was create a bag, pretty much, with this. I basically started with the front and stapled it down, and then I wrapped it back up around and just stapled it down again, making kind of, like I said, a big bag. But I'm gonna show you on our next episode how I built this box. I have to completely reline the whole thing thanks to the cat next door, but this gives me a really great opportunity to show you how I did this and how you're gonna change this into something more beautiful like that. So I guess we'll see you on the next episode, guys.